Very good, Ananya. That's the right answer. Bennett University, Abhishri. Yes, everybody knows it. What is NLU, Ananya? What is NLU? All right, guys. So it's time to welcome our esteemed panelist and the keynote speaker for the day, Mr. Srihari. So before we hand over the platform to him, we need to talk about him a bit, because again, his profile is outstanding, guys. Look at all the achievements. Even as you hear a little bit about him. Now, Mr. Srihari Sakam, right? Mr. S. Srihari has more than 15 years of rich experience in education industry and as a motivational speaker. So guys, you will be highly motivated today, and I promise you that. He has conducted more than 200 seminars for various schools and academies for under 10th class students and also for the 11th and 12th class students. Sir, we have both 11th and 12th class students today with us. He was honored, he feels he was honored to address a section at IIT Bombay to professors and IIT students about the topic Future Challenges of Engineering Students. And he represented Bennett University in that. He represented, in fact, Bennett University at various global and national forums and summits, guys. He loves interacting with students. You'll see that. Probably you can make it out from the smile that is able to throw at us. He likes to be very transparent while in motivational seminars and believes in learning while delivering. Guys, have not edited any word from his profile because it itself is inspiring to know about him. Apart from conducting seminars, he also focuses on admissions of undergraduates and postgraduates at Bennett University. He covers all 5 states of Southern India. As an educator, he aims to inspire and encourage students to be more unconventional and socially conscious while selecting their future career path. Mr. Srihari has had core financial sales and services experience for the initial stage of his career, which had a very rigid hands-on learning experience related to the nitty-gritty of sales. He is the South India head and responsible for the team performance, training, induction of new members, and their appraisal. Last sentence here, he's an accomplished and dedicated professional with a background that reflects the ability to engage, educate, acquire, and train. Very passionate to know the history and civilization of various countries and likes to read books related to the world's different civilizations. He is going to talk about management and law as a career with us today. And Bennett University, guys, before I hand over the platform, is at Greater Noida, UP, and in the National Capital Region. Over to you, Mr. Srihari.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure always interacting with you. And I hope it's almost like 7 years of relationship, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
And I always adore the way you interact and carry a smile. And every time I do learn from some other persons that just carrying a smile from your end, actually. So I do carry that. So second thing is, sir, I just want to ask you a very simple question is that, though the students are from 11th and 12th, are they from MPC or are they from all the sections? Like,
guys, type out in the chat box. Tell sir, where are you? What is your background? Are you from MPC, MEC, or CEC? Let him know. From all groups.
MEC, CEC. Okay, MEC, CEC, MPC. Good to know that.
They're from everywhere.
So I'll get an idea actually, basically. So what happens soon after the 10th, when they are pushed, pulled, or chosen their intermediate juncture of pursuation of studies? So just want to know, I just want to throw a thought on that. Like if they're from MPC, what lies in front of them? If they're from MEC, what lies in front of them? And today, there are, unfortunate and fortunate things happening with us. Like, the blessing in disguise is that you are being hooked up to the systems more often than before. and you are learning from there. So now things are getting regularized, and now offline classes are started. So students will pick up that learning, how to use the laptop more often than before that, right? So I always keep on asking, which background are you coming from, so that I can be prompt and more transparent while interacting with the students. So I have seen a lot of people are from CEC, MEC, and a few of them are from MPC. Good to know about that. First and the foremost thing, students, if I have to tell you, the fortunate things, and let us also think about, what are the challenges for you. Let's start basically, what you people are doing right now. If I have to tell you, maybe Vijay sir or me, when we were there pursuing studies in intermediate, in 11th and 12th, we didn't had the challenges you people are facing now. And when I say challenges, you might be getting into the stress level, like what are the challenges we are getting? Actually, the thing is, having a mobile in your hand is a challenge. Yes, of course, you might be using it to the core for the basic need of talking and Googling it and getting into the net. But again, this is going to be a challenge for you. Has been a challenge to you. Everything is available on that. Everything. So let me tell you very honestly, out of this 24 hours, 4 to 5 hours are spent on this mobile, taking out your valuable worth of time out of it. And as at your age, what you people might be doing more of, like looking at chatting, social medias like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatnot. So what are you gaining from there? What are the learning point from there? What is the value addition you are gaining from there? To be very honest, I don't want to put it into percentage. I call a spade a spade. You're getting nothing out of it. And you people think that as an entertainment. Yes, of course, it should be more of like entertainment should be inclined towards your knowledgeable base, or at least it should help your physics, or it should help your mentality, right? But what are you gaining from those? Just put it across, thought of it. The same challenges we were not having at that juncture where we were pursuing studies. So first and the foremost thing, you should be knowing a subject called balance. I'm neither saying as your parent that you shouldn't be using the mobile or you shouldn't be using the laptop, but where is the balance? Whatever the studies you go from 11th, 12th to next 4 years of your undergraduation, right? It will define your rest of your life, what you are going to be there. Let us say now you are into 12th. Some students are from 12th. So when you enter into graduation, first year, next 4 years, whatever you pursue, it will define your 40 years of your career. Let us say if you finish off your studies at 20 age, right? Years of 20. Till you become 60, whatever you are going to pursue or whatever you are going to gain, whatever you are going to do, that will define in these years. I think nobody should have an apprehension about it, right? Whatever you are going to pursue your studies for next 4 years, that will define your 40 years of career. So think about that. What is balance? You should be enjoying, you should be doing it enough. I don't encourage any student to be a bookworm and get into a deep down studies and hook up over there itself. Yes, of course, you need to take your physical exercises, you need to take care of your entertainment part, yes, of course, but don't get addicted. That's the first point I just want to inform you before me starting up any session, guys. That's a basic thing. That's a basic thing which I always keep on encouraging. I'm not talking about world environment. You should be very philosophical. You should be helping out. You should be doing this, blah, 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 and a lot of things. But having said that, again, I am centric towards your own personality. Have a balance, because let me tell you very honestly, nature itself is balance, right? Let us say if we get rain for 24 hours, 365 days in a year, would we be able to survive? It's very difficult. And if we get only summer overall for the 365 days, we cannot survive. If I have to give you another odd example, in a car tire, if you keep on pushing up the air into it, what will happen? It will burst. If there is no air, flat tire, we cannot move across. Nature itself is giving you thousands, millions of examples which is balanced. So the other side of the coin of success would be the word called balance. So keep on doing that. Be with that. Don't be primitive, but at least, focus on that. And I'm telling you, that is where you get the success. I'm not saying it, don't go with your friends, don't have your, time with them. Yes, of course, but there should be, time limit and balance for that. Okay. So next, guys, after 12th or somebody is there in the 11th also, I would be sharing one PPT with you. So hope you can see the PPT.
Yes, sir. It's visible, completely
Yeah.
visible.
So what are the skills for success in the new world? What do you mean by new world actually? For every student, what do you mean by new world? Every 10 years, it's a generation, right? Things change. You know about that. Basically, it's a common word we are familiar with, right? But having said that, we are very fortunate. I put it always in positive note that we have seen this COVID phase of 2 years, or it's been continuing, right? So today, who is there in 12th class? I'm not demeaning, I'm just letting you know that you people haven't been appeared for your 10th class examinations. Why? Because not only India, I might say whole world was in a challenging mode, right? So you people have gone through, you were reluctant. That's the thing you are surviving, right? You are reluctant, you were reluctant, and that's the thing you are surviving. So what are the skills for success in new world? Have anybody thought that a first class student would be using a laptop to hear his teacher? Have you ever thought of it? No. So today, if you just look at it, every child in a school is carrying a laptop, and they are more of like used to it. We never thought of it, right? And we never thought of it that we would be more going towards an hygienic mode. Never thought of it. We were like having a blast of time before COVID. So post-COVID, skills for success in new world. What do you mean by those things? Just give me a sec. Yeah. So basically, pace of change has been very quickened now. Can you just imagine now the things have so been quick? Like I'll tell you about the industries which were manufacturing year on year for 70 years, respective product, they have changed their product within the span of 2 years. I'll just give you a very ground level example. You might have heard about Ampro biscuits. There's a biscuit company, right? And since inception, they were into this business of manufacturing biscuits and selling it, but all of a sudden post-COVID, they have changed into different industries. So that's where the button started. So you people now, I'll tell you, AP and Telangana respectively, they were more inclined towards BTech programs, aspire to become engineers. But now today, a new program called Liberal Arts has emerged. So the liberal arts program for graduation is very common over there in US, UK, and Australia. Liberal arts. I'll give you some example. You might know Mark Zuckerberg. He's a student of liberal arts. Steve Jobs, he's a student of liberal arts. So if you just check over there in US of their UG programs, 40% of the people are pursuing liberal arts. There might be 30 majors into it, or there might be 11 majors into it. What do you mean by majors? You have an opportunity, an option, and flexibility that you can choose your own subject. Let us say, for an example, there are 11 majors. Out of that, you have to choose 2 majors. So what are the majors? One of the major is finance, other one is marketing, other one is philosophy, the other one is, you have a different finance, marketing, and you have a different, journalism. So out of that bunch of 11 majors, you can choose 2 that can be altogether a different subject, with choosing your AI as one of the subject, artificial intelligence. So now, guys, you have an option of pursuing liberal arts, which can make you a better career than the BTech guys. Believe me, and this has arrived already in India. There's a university called Flame, there is a university called Kriya, there is a university called Ashoka, and we ourselves, Bennett University, are very much into this. And every year we are getting more students into this program. So the pace of change has really been quickened, guys. That's what I mean to say. Now people who are very, very attracted, aspire to get into engineering mode only, now they are looking out for not only management, not only law programs, but they are getting into liberal arts. So in my next PPT, I might be, elaborating that liberal arts for you guys. Study work from home as way of life. Yes, we've been, used to it now. Many jobs get redundant and many lost. So what do you mean by that? Previously, 4 years back, somebody losing a job might was a big headache or might was a very big thing to hear about. But today, people are getting used to it. They know that if you are not enough skillful, this might be the other chance, right? Digital skills inherent, interactions largely online, team mates working in different parts of world. Yes, of course, human and robots will work together. So what do you mean by that? Are you people thinking that I am like jumping out very futuristically? No. Today, you check any website, there is a chat window appearing over there, and somebody is interacting with you, asking you how can I help you. So those are the bots. Those are the bots interacting with you guys. So it doesn't mean that some robot will sit beside me and he will start delivering seminar. But having said that, 50% of the workforce are going to be replaced by the bots. So are you aware of it? Is my question. So let us say you people are there in MEC, you people are there in MPC, you people are there in CEC. Are you really aware of it? How quick the robots are getting into our own life? Tomorrow you might visit McDonald's and there might be a big screen, asking you to choose your whatever the food you want. So just pressing it over there, you will be delivered. So what I mean to say is that you should be like, no matter if you are pursuing your law or any other programs, AI is going to affect our lives, right? More focus on safety and hygiene and environment. Yes, of course. We used to have a smile, or even we used to have laugh at Japanese, where in the trains, they used to wear the mask. Since 10 years, I mean, down the line, since 10 years, they used to do that. And every hook and corner of the city, they used to have that, hygienic mode of environmental, that people used to know why these people are doing that. Let me tell you, Japanese are very futuristic. If you just check their life today, you'll be able to understand our life may be posed down 15 years here. So that's where we are used to it, right? New opportunities will be created. Yes, of course, whenever there are, that the virus has come from Chinese and thing. Now, a lot of MNCs are looking forward to India, South Korea, and Taiwan. So the MNCs are setting up here. So new opportunities are always there. Whenever you face with a challenge, the other side of will reflect the different perspective. Skills must be the qualification. What do you mean by qualification? Let us say, for an example, previously an engineer who used to run across to a Google building for a job or interview, if at all, he carries his own certificates. That was one of the plus points. But today, if you even don't carry your certificates and you are able to interact with your, the so-called HR, your skill speaks in front of them. Let us say, for an example, an engineer is there and he's been interviewed and he's been given a paper and pen. He's been asked to write an algorithm. If he's able to put it down, the algorithm, then and there, that makes sense rather than carrying the so-called certificates with us, right? Be master of your career. Life learning will have to be continue for life. Strong mental health. Yes, of course, this was one of the major subject, psychology. In this phase of COVID, we are again, refurbishing on or emphasizing on strong mental health thing, that if you are not able to keep that mental health strong, you are nowhere. Ability to solve real life problems. Aptitude. What is your aptitude? To make you a ground level understanding, let us say, for an example, you are there in the elevator, in the lift, and you are getting into the 10th floor. All of a sudden, it stops. So what's your reaction? What's your aptitude towards it? So would you be panicking same equality to the other people, or would you be thinking about the solution rather than pressing the panic button, asking the kids to sit down if there are kids in the elevator along with you, or if they are elders, so that if lift even falls down, they'll get less affected with that. So ability to solve real life problems, uncertainties. COVID came from nowhere, right? The uncertain situation. So are you prepared for it? Is a challenge. More opportunities for India. Yes, of course, as I told you. So my question is to everybody here. I think I have a 50+ participants. So if I have to roll back, I can go. Pace of change has really been quickened. people from BTech to management to law to now they are getting into liberal arts program. So it has made a lot of changes. Like, people now are aspiring to make a better career out of BTech. I mean, not only from BTech, but out of BTech that there are programs. Like, as I told you, management, you have a law, you have a liberal arts. So anybody having any queries, questions respect to my speech, and if at all it is good, audible to you, I can take some questions over here before going into depth of management and law programs. Somebody can put across through chat also.
Guys, please use the chat box or Q&A box. Please use it extensively. Any questions up to this point? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Shreetar Reddy. Yeah.
Okay. So what are the skills required for you? As I told you, I'll just go through this one. I'll not take much time of it. We should be more resilient. When I say more resilient, we are going back to our basics. We should be adaptable. We should be flexible. Let me tell you, the mool mantra, I can tell you, the core thing that human existing since a lakh of years is that we were resilient to some, we are adaptable and we are flexible. That's the reason we could able to see the human, surviving till this time. So that is the basic foundation for us. And post-COVID or the current situation requires us to be more resilient, more adaptable, more flexible, right? As other, I think you can go through with that critical thinking, leadership, teamwork. When I'm saying all these things, I might be sounding you a little bit familiar and a little bit like the old books. But having said that, again, I'm telling you honestly, these are the things required for you guys, right? Critical thinking. What do you mean by critical thinking? What do you mean by tech savvy and digital literacy? This is must for you guys. Problem solving skills, creativity and innovation, lifetime of learning. What do you mean by lifetime of learning? I could not remember that who said these words, but in 20th century, illiterate is the one who stops learning. I repeat, I underline again. Illiterate is the one who stops learning. Unless until we exist on this earth, we are a learner. And if you sink in that, and if you observe that, you are a better person with success, right? Ability to manage time boundaries and own mental well-being. So guys, here within my PPT, let me emphasize and underline that mental well-being. It has been tossed twice. So nobody talks about it, but having said that, I am very keen to talk this subject to a student of 11th and 12th. Success is not something, which you hit with the books and get marks and you pass it out. No. Success is something how you maintain yourself, how you balance yourself, how you really are like, your attitude and aptitude has been tested with the right skills. So how to fetch these skills? Again, selecting the right institution, and I'll just go through this in Bennett University. So here we go. So I'm direct escalating the subject, like, where we need to focus more on. So management and law. So guys, previously, let us say for an example, 15 years back, when I approached my dad that, I will pursue law. So my dad just asked me to, can you go and visit a civil court over there in Hyderabad? I said, Dad, why you are asking me so? He said, no, nothing about it. If you want to really pursue your law, just go and have a check over there, how a civil court works actually. So maybe pursuing for hard for 2-3 times, my dad was like always asking me, why can't you go and see and check the court, how it works before you getting, I was very interested in law because one of my uncle was a lawyer and he was like, very having a commendable profession. So I thought, why don't I have a law? Then I went over there into a civil court over there in Nampally. I just saw what it was, and my dad asked me, have you checked the court? I said, yes. All the things are working. The old building, old stuff is there, and so many people have spit over there, and so many cases have been handed and addressed over there. So that is what you would be working actually. So what he was trying to explain is that that is one of the the culture and where you will end up working, right? But today, if you check, law firms have come, law firms. Things have totally changed, right? If you just check any MNC which is there in India, let us say for an example, Microsoft is there, Infosys is there, Facebook or Google, or you just check with any of MNCs who are located in India, having offices maybe in Gurgaon, Bangalore, or Hyderabad. Basically, some of them have Pune and Chandigarh also. But let me tell you, every MNC company does have a building. Let us say Microsoft has 4 buildings over in India. Every building they own, they have a legal team sitting over there into that building. Previously, 20 years back, when they used to have a law tussle cases or kind of things, they used to rush to the big wigs like Ram Jethmalani and companies to resolve, solve, and represent their company on behalf of them. But today, MNCs are recruiting, the students who have completed their law, 5 years integrated program or LLM. So the advocate who get the tag, the number from Bar Council of India, they are the employees of MNC company like Microsoft. So they're having a pre-approach to any problem. Like, the team itself, like if I have to give you an example in Microsoft building, Gachibowli, I have been there. So that's the reason I'm telling you. There are at least 30 legal teams sitting over there. Some of them are handling the vendors, some of them are handling with the issues with the employees, some of them are handling with the different segment, like, logistics team and kind of thing and etc. So what they are into, they are the employees of the Microsoft, having done their BBA and BBA LLB programs. And rest of them things, the law firms have emerged so good that if you go and check a law firm today, you'll be able to understand. So today, if that situation was there 15 years back or 20 years back when I was finishing my 12th class, I would have been definitely gone through it. So you people are more fortunate, I would say, that today you have that flexibility, that option, that pursuing BA and BBA LLB for 5 years integrated program. Or else, if you want to continue this 3 years graduation program, post that, you can do 3 years LLM. So guys, here now, people are planning so good. I'll just give you an example. I'm not demotivating anybody here in this seminar, but having said that, as I told you, I want to be more transparent to you when I talk to you, because I always believe on talking about practicality. I always believe on what is happening with surrounding of our communities, rather than going for a big subject and which will go bouncer on your heads. I am not keen into saying those things. So today, a father was looking out for her girl child to pursue BBA LLB. I asked her, why you want to pursue? She said, no, my father has well motivated me that I should be doing my BBA LLB. I spoke to the father. He said that today she, if gets to married to a, let us say, software engineer, she will complement their family. People used to think about like into the pursuing MBBS and doctorate, but today father is saying that when I am well enough, like my girl child gets down to her law program, and she might complement their in-laws. So I'm not talking about completely adversely to a subject, but letting you know that today the vibrant family, some of them are doing this and some of them are doing that. But previously, doctor parents used to always pursue their children to pursue doctorate or MBBS, but today it is different altogether. So guys, if you want to really be there, like the BA, BBA LLB, that is going to be one of the futuristic, best of the best professional for you guys. Again, what do you mean by BA LLB? What do you mean by BBA LLB? I'll let you know. BA is the traditional one, BA LLB, the 5 years integrated program. So somebody who is aspiring to become an IAS or IPS, they will definitely go for a BA LLB. Why? Because there the history, civilizations, and current affairs are being taught. So after your 5 years, you can aspire getting into UPSC examinations like IAS or IPS, or you can even go for a group, or even you can go for government jobs, who are preparing for that. Again, if that's not the possible, you will be traditional lawyer, right? Traditionally, the things is carrying since inception. So what do you mean by BBA LLB? BBA LLB will teach you about the nitty-gritties of the business administration, Bachelor of Business Administration. So today, it has become one of the most sought after, because as I told you, a lot of MNCs, when I'm talking about MNCs itself, a lot of Indian firms are also looking out for that, because a simple company like Vedanta is hiring at least 10 legal manpower for them. So every company now looking out for a lawyer who is honestly working as an employer with their company. So that is what it has become today, right? So BBA will teach you more of the nitty-gritties of the business administration. You will be even taught about the finances. You will even taught about the commerce. You even taught about the debit and credits of the company. Then rest of the 2 years you will go for LLB. So here it's a club of more of MNCs understanding or a firm understanding or a company structure being understood by here, and then you'll go for LLB. Here BA LLB is something, as I told you, which is very traditional. Both of them are equivalently getting a Bar Council of India number like approval, and they can go and practice their advocacy law in the courts. Both have the eligibility, but BBA LLB more of would be aspiring to get a job into MNCs. Okay, so here we go with the law, and let me tell you the national colleges, national law colleges which are there, which are top 5. Since 10 years are getting more and more competitive method like CLAT and LSAT. So people even might have not heard about CLAT and LSAT 5 years down back, like in 2015 or 16. But it has become more competitive now. People appearing for CLAT or LSAT. What do you mean by CLAT and LSAT? It's same thing as JEE Mains for the BTech programs in IITs. It is basically CLAT and LSAT. Whoever appears there, they'll get a seat in national law colleges. So today it has become one of the more generator of aspiring professions in the market in the Indian scenario. And let me also tell you that now American General Council has approved our teaching methodology for law programs. 10 years back it was not, but today it is. So somebody who has done BBA LLB here, they can go directly pursue their master's LLM over there in USA and become a lawyer over there in that circuit of USA. So previously it was not. So you can assume things have changed a lot in the law, right? So guys, rather than me delivering directly and informing you the information about this, I would seek somebody asking me at least one question, or meanwhile, the craziest one also. Don't think that asking this question would end up you in somewhere. No, I would love to hear a question from you or raising your hand.
Very fair deal, sir. Guys, question time.
Because if I keep on rumbling, I can talk it for an hour for it, like almost.
No, sir, highly motivating, sir, of course. Yeah, Rahul, Sridhar Reddy, questions, Kuldeep Reddy, Abhijit. Good. Sir, questions are pouring in now.
Yeah. How is it choosing criminal law in future? Sir, is it better to pursue law in India or abroad? Is it mandatory to do BBA LLB to become a criminal lawyer? Yes, of course. So you are somewhat like, I'll give you very odd answers to you, very odd to make you understandable. Like, sir, I want to do only action movie. I want to only concentrate on action movie. I want to become an actor, but I want to only do an action movie. It doesn't make sense when you ask for that question. Actually, you have to go through your subject line. First and the foremost thing, the 5 years integrated program of BBA LLB, let us say, the first year will teach you everything, 360 degrees, the holistic approach of what is law actually. Then you will be given a choice, right? So which line you want to get into, which specialization you want to get into. As some of them are very interested in criminal law, yes, as it is more fabulous thing and glamour oriented with that. Everybody wants to become a criminal lawyer. Yes, of course, we do agree that. So Shruti and Sharayu, I want to say that when you get into a law program, so I have told you the two differences between BLLB and BBLLB. BLLB is somewhat, it's very traditional, where if your father is a lawyer or you want to get into a law firm and become the hardcore lawyer, where that can fetch you get into criminal law. Okay, that would be the one line. Or else, if you want to do BBLLB, where you are aspiring, basic aspirations that you might be working with some of the company, MNCs or a firm. So there, after you getting over there, you can start practicing about that. But having said that, today, directly, it doesn't make sense if you want to become a criminal law. Sir, would I be becoming criminal law if I choose this? No, I cannot tell you about it. Both of them, both the paths, BLLB, BBLLB, would fetch you to become one of them. But having said that, and another question was, sir, is it better to pursue law in India or abroad? See, as I told you, just now I have informed you, 10 years back the line, we were one of the second fiddle in the world scenario. But having said that, today, the US has recognized our law, Bar Council of India. So it depends upon your position. Let us say, for an example, Rajdeep Singh Chhabra, you have somebody known over there in UK or US, and you can better place yourself over there and pursue with your financial abilities, like, paying capacity. You can go there, no worries. But today, I'm telling you, like, we have very good colleges over there in India. Jindal is there. Our Bennett itself is giving a very good, competition to the Jindal. So you can pursue your 5 years program and rather go for masters in abroad. That makes sense, because always I keep on saying any penny has been saved is good for your future. So 5 years program over there in abroad will have cost effective. Sharayu and Shruti, hope I answered you. I'm sure I answered Rajdeep Singh Chhabra, so you might have got the point. So Shruti and Sharayu, hope. Okay, Ananya, sir, would it be to continue the corporate lawyer profession in other countries? Yes, of course. But let me give you some more points over there. Let us say we have our law program have a tie-up with the foreign universities, which is on the apex body of, like, very good university over there in the US. So before we get in tie-up with the foreign universities, I'm just giving you a holistic answer to your question on complete 360 degrees so that you'll understand the nitty-gritties of it. A university which is located in India and wants to collaborate with a foreign university, a law university, first and the foremost thing, the university should be approved by the Bar Council of India. The number of seats, the program has to be approved by the Bar Council of India, which is in Bangalore. Okay, first thing. And second thing, when you have a tie-up with the abroad universities, the subjects should be informed to Bar Council of India. In a way, I am trying to understand, I'm trying to make you understand that, anything which comes and out, the relationship, the collaboration has to be approved by the Bar Council of India. Bar Council of India 4 years back was very rigid. They were not allowing any foreign firm, but today they are, like, we have visiting faculties from the foreign universities to the Indian universities and teaching, and we have exchange programs. But having said that, again, it has to go through the hurdle of Bar Council of India. If you, Ananya, if you could have done your LLB here, 5 years integrated program, you can continue the corporate lawyer profession in other countries. Yes, of course. As somebody becomes an MBBS, a doctor, they will get one number. You know that, everybody. So anybody in India becomes, legitimate a lawyer, advocate after 5 years, they will get a number, their own lawyer number, like from Bar Council of India. So that makes sense. Will the law student studied here be useful if I want to pursue masters abroad? Yes, of course. Kushant, yes, your answer is yes. Shruti, can you just let me know what do you mean by NDA? National Defense Academy? You can just say, yeah.
I think so, sir. NDA, National NDA.
Yeah. It is altogether very different subject, Amma. I can tell you that. So you want to become a lawyer, and I'm telling you again, don't mediate it to criminal lawyer. You are advocate. Okay. Yes, of course, one of the stream might be criminal lawyer, right? But having said that, again, NDA is altogether a different ball game, and a lawyer is altogether a different ball game. NDA is like you are motivated enough to be more prestigious yourself, like representing more of like country. That makes our shoulders high. And lawyer is altogether your personal profession about yourself. So I cannot compare both of them. I cannot. If you ask me personally, I am from Kendriya Vidyalaya. I've done my 12th class from there. So I would love to become, or make my children aspire getting into India. I keep on saying that. The discipline, the life, the culture, the way you've been treating the others, the way people treat you is altogether very different subject from India. And being a lawyer, it's just, of course, it now is most happening thing, but it will be more of personal. How good our chances are in criminal law to get into a company? Yes, of course. But let me tell you, all of you, very specifically, as I told you, I believe in transparency. That is the reason I don't hesitate to answer directly. I never been in a diplomatic way of answering things. So it's a trademark of mine, Sri Hari. So how good our chances are in criminal law to get into a company are less. It's a direct. I don't want to elaborate and explain you about that. But having said that, how much you would be thinking about yourself being a criminal lawyer working with an MNC, or you want to practice openly in a firm or individually with you, you will be better prospective if you become a criminal lawyer. If you are looking out for companies, the chances are not bright. Yes, there might be exceptions out of 100, 1 or 2. It always been luck oriented. But having said that, again, no. Sharayu, no. Sir, what do you think about opening a law firms and their operations in India or opening in other countries? Ananya. So Ananya, I appreciate the way you asked me question. I think I should applaud you because I could able to see your question, and I really want to appreciate wholeheartedly. This is what the thought process of one should have. If it is coming, it is coming openly to your mind, I would say you would be one of the achiever in your future life. It's up to you, ma. Like, sir, what do you think about opening a law firms and the operations in India or opening other countries? So most happening thing in the world are the countries like India, South Korea, and Taiwan. Every company which is there in the stock market in USA are approaching today to India. That's the way it is turning up, right? 10 years back, going to US or people going to Gulf countries to work was most sorted one, most appreciated one. But today, let me tell you, India is a market where you sell it a pin, there are buyers. If you sell a jet airways, there are buyers. So the appetite of the market of India is huge. People used to criticize India for their population, but today you just look at the most youngest population in the world is we. And you let me know, you sell anything, you sell AC, we are having the buyers, right? And if you go and sell hardcore blankets like which are used in the winter, those are there. The market is huge. We are not only a cold centric countries like Europe, India. So what I'm trying to tell you is that now the doors of India is open so wide. The foreign direct investment we call FDI. 10 years back we used to have $10 million. Let us say, I'm just giving you roughly an idea. 10 years back, let us say today is 2020, right? In 2012, I would say we used to get, it's an example, I'm not figuring it out correct figure. If we used to get $10 million as our FDI, foreign direct investment, today we are getting more than $200 million. Can you just imagine, it got multiplied with 20 bytes. So today, if you ask me, in the world, where is the market? India is the market, because our population has become advantage to us. And the second market is South Korea and third Taiwan. Like, why I'm telling them the nitty-gritties, or I can say that the tuning of minds of studying maths, physics, chemistry are there more into these countries. So if you keep an industry over there, there are manpower ready to survive and serve into that industries. Okay. So I would suggest, Ananya, that India is the best place. Today, I'm telling you. Ananya, I got your second question also. I appreciate that. 10th grade sheet useful in pursuing law profession, like, is it one of the eligibility of working with MNCs? I would say direct answer is no. But having said that, let us say you keep yourself into the HR profession of that company. You got my point, Ananya? Let us say you are the head of a law firm. Just think about it. Put your feet into those shoes, and you are checking their credentials or maybe their certificates. When you interact with that particular student or aspiring manpower, you are convinced more, and then you go and check your sheets, right? You'll definitely go through the latest one is UG and intermediate and 10th. So you give least preference to 10th, but again, we don't ignore it. We give least preferences because whatever they are current now, we check that. Let us say in 12th class, you got 95%. So in 13th year, in our own law school, we give you a scholarship, right? We don't check 10th class marks to give you scholarship or honor your merit on scholarship, checking your 10th class. But we would not even ignore it. We'll totally not neglect it. Right, Ananya? I hope you got that answer. What can criminal law do the best as a career? See, if you ask me, what does a criminal law do? I'll tell you honestly. If you want to become a doctor, the most selfish profession, like in the doctor, is that they want to become a children's doctor. They call and ladies want to become a gynae, right? Why? It churns more money. It makes you more respectable into their doctorate. Am I right or wrong? Same as in law firm, the most attracted magnetic path is criminal law. Sharayu, I'm answering you. So of course it might be, but again I'm telling you, when a person like BTech oriented want to join AI, artificial intelligence, people have made better career with data sciences, cyber security also. So don't go with the rush. Just think about yourself where you can do better for yourself. Abhijit, the university is in Delhi. It's basically Times of India. So Ananya, another question. Good to know about so many questions from you, sir. What is a better to working with MNCs or law firms in your opinion? It depends upon you, ma. I'll tell you, if I wanted to become a lawyer, I would go for a law firm. Why? I'll tell you. Law firm will teach you more. Where MNC will not teach you, they'll take your services. If you're very honest towards yourself, you want to become a better person, you want to become a better profession, you want to become more skillful into this law, I would suggest to go for a law firm. There even you will start handling the files day one. From there on, within a year you will start handling a case, maybe assistant a case within 2 years. So you will be taught very rigid. You will be learning more into the law firms. I don't want to differentiate law firms. I'm just asking, I'm telling you about the law firm. But about MNC, it is something that getting a job. So everybody would love to do that, right? Earning. So let us say after your 5 years BA LLB program, you got a job in Microsoft. You'll be like the most happiest, am I right? Letting everybody know that you have joined MNC. So basically, ethics of you will be developed, and MNC is more of like glamorous thing to do. So I love answering these questions. Why? Because while interacting with the students, I get into so much of other books knowledge. So which I'm like delivering you right now. If you ask me directly to interact with you and deliver the speech, I would have not touched these two subjects actually. Sir, what is the better of two working? So Ananya, I hope I answered it. So shall we go for management? Or do you have any questions regarding the management, BBA, LLB, sorry, BBA or MBA?
Probably they wouldn't have an idea. If you could share a few slides on management and then go back to your questions, probably could be ideal, sir.
Sure. So first and the foremost thing about the BBA, It is old one, like traditionally so many people who are reluctant towards MPC or reluctant towards pursuing their engineering program end up into BBA. Am I right? If I'm like not completely wrong. So BBA is what? Basically business administration. So India, we have so many companies flourishing everywhere. I've been told that pursuing BBA will not make you achieve better position in the society. But having said that, again, if somebody who has done his IIT engineering in IIT, CSC specialization, is working in MNC, and at the end of the day, he's handled by the managers. Am I right or not? Right? But there comes the difference is that where do you pursue? Let us say, for an example, some student has joined in BTech program and is joined in some X university in Hyderabad. Let us say VNU engineering, which is more focused with MSET based colleges. And somebody has done in Benedict University, and other third person has done in IIT. Out of these three, the differentiation is very less respect to hands-on learning. Right? IIT, you are there with the champs. Benedict University, you are there with the best faculty, best infrastructure, best platform, and best placements. Here, VNU or JNU, Hyderabad. So those things are not there. But let me tell you, the specializations, the studies are more or less equal subjects. Okay. But when you go for a BBA kind of things, a BBA, like, let me put it, how many people have heard about Symbiosis Pune? Few of them might have even heard about, right? So pursuing BBA Symbiosis makes more sense than pursuing BBA here in the local college in Hyderabad. So when I'm talking about BTech, I think the subjects more or less is equal, and somebody pursuing here in Hyderabad, VNU or JNU, wherever it is, they can also be an equivalent achiever respect to an IIT guys. But having said that, a BBA is altogether a very different profession where you are universities. That is the difference. That is the exposure is altogether makes you a better person, better person. So overall, what I'm trying to tell you guys, all the students out there in this session, is that when you choose for management course, the college makes a lot of sense. A university makes a lot of difference. So let us say you're doing BBA in one of the Hyderabad basically college and end up having no knowledge. You will have nowhere to go. Like, you'll end up a very generic mode of things. Again, you have to go for an MBA. And if the MBA is not a premier level of college, again, you will have more challenges and you will be left with nothing in the life. Like almost I'm calling it. But again, I'm telling you, if you choose the BBA career today, it will make you a better person than other professions. Yes, of course, but the college makes the difference overall. And the hardcore BBA specialization is marketing, HR, and today a new subject has been tossed at entrepreneurship, right? International business. So these are the one which you can start up your own businesses. And let me tell you, for an example, today Benedict University have an hatchery group, hatchery batch. Hatchery, what do you mean by hatchery? So I'll just show you once. This is the hatchery. So somebody pursuing BBA program in Benedict University, the Benedict Hatchery is a cradle of entrepreneurship action at the Benedict University, open to all the students. It provides new entrepreneurs with physical space, funding, training, mentoring, resources needed to start their first or next big thing. I'll tell you how it goes on. Let us say, for an example, in our own Benedict University, there are 40 students in a section. So all the student names of the 40 students are placed in a chit and placed in a box. The box is taken, everybody does that. No, I don't know exactly what they call it. And one name is picked up out of the box. And there it happened in an example, in one of the example I'm telling you, Pratima from Kerala. Her name was picked up and all the 40 students are contributing 500 rupees, each of them. So it became 2000 rupees, right? So the 2000 has been handed over to the Pratima. There's only one condition to make it a profitable deal out of this 20,000. So what the girl did, she knows how to prepare a particular cookies. So she sought and help from the mess guys, the pantry guys, and they prepared cookies. She sold those biscuits, the huge biscuit. Not only she distributed into the students, but she sold those biscuits to nearby bakery wala in the Noida. So she made a profit of 1,000 rupees, roughly, I'm telling you. 21,000 or 22,000, what she made. So the 1,000 rupees was not at all the matter actually. What happened in real perspective is that the bakery guy started giving her royalty. That means they took the idea how to prepare those cookies, and every Sunday she was being paid some royalty. Even she got paid royalty of 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000. So this is what we nurture, we incline the entrepreneurship into the body of like minds of the students. So this makes sense out of the very B graded BBA schools where they just teach you the theory and you have been left out. That's what I'm trying to explain you actually. How does it make difference? So the Bennett Hatchery, one of the students, what he did, he took all the papers, newspapers from the hostels, because students never used to read the news, right? So he took all the newspaper, he started preparing paper bags with the help of the IMRs and the attendees over there in the hostels. He sold those bags to Bandiwalas, to nearby Noida, Greater Noida, very cheaply. But let me tell you, he made the profit out of it. So I can give you at least 20 examples of such kind. What I'm trying to tell you, maybe Symbiosis does that kind of inclination, nurturing program, you to make another entrepreneur. So guys, today, if you ask me from Bennett, we have 28 students who had started up their own business. And from Hyderabad, there is a student called Sankarsh Chandra. I can put it down here. I'll write it down. And the business name is Savarth. The business name is Savarth. He is there in Himayatnagar, Hyderabad. So likewise, there are 28 students and 2 of them are there in US. Can you just imagine we could able to raise 21 crores for them? So this does make a lot of difference, guys. Industry exposure, out of class teaching methodology, hands-on learning with BBA respectively. I'm not telling you come and join Bennett. I would rather say you please do your R&D when you want to do your BBA. Let me tell you the second point, which you people might get into a sinking note, like, if some student is pursuing BTech, if he's an introvert, let us say he's an introvert student and he's pursuing BTech, it's okay for him. But having you people pursuing BBA, I don't want to put it 2 things on the table. I would say you should be a better speaker. You should be a better, if not introvert, extrovert, you should be better, communicator. The language would be one of the most challenging things for you. How? Language is not a barrier, like guys, I told you, this is not a skill actually. But having said that, if you are pursuing business management, language becomes a skill, part of a skill for you. You should be selling out yourself. And if you are not into that route, I'm sorry. I mean, you better go for a more of a skill-based, like law firms, BTech, or other ones. So here the major 2 differences which I've told you for a BBA pursuative, better choose your better platform in the sense of university, and you should be more of a good communicator. The only challenge you would be facing for yourself that you should be a better communicator, better public speaking guys. You should be more of a extrovert. You should be more of like observing the failures. Okay, and that makes sense for you. Yeah, somebody is typing. I can. Yeah, nobody is asking questions. So, guys, again, I have told you 2 major differences for a BBA management skills. So, what do you think about it? What is your question? What is the first point of your interaction towards you people getting into that BBA mode? Yeah, I was talking about this student, guys. Hope everybody can see this. Vijay sir, can you see the screen?
Absolutely clear, sir.
So he is from Hyderabad, Sankarsh Chanda. Sorry, I typed a little bit. At the age of 17, published his first book, Financial Nirvana, runs Savarth, SAVRT, and online offline wealth manager. and he has done second year BTech student at Benedict University. Third year, he started his company. Can you just believe him? And these are the other Mohit Bhatt. You people have seen this key, right? Safe key. It was figured everywhere in the Facebook and the newspapers. And let me tell you very proudly, Zaid Naeem, a BBA student from Benedict University, has manufactured it. He was the first person in COVID. Just excuse me, sir, 1 second.
Guys, we'll conclude it in another 5 minutes.
Sure, sir. Students, you can also see question on this topic also.
Guys, last chance to ask your questions. Right? It was truly motivational for me and very inspiring because I had my doubts. What do they teach in entrepreneurship? And he has such beautiful answers. 21 crores fund, guys. That's the heights they'll take you into. They will give you all the unique ways people have discovered to start their businesses. It was really, really inspiring, sir. Every word you spoke.
I'll just add up one more thing, sir. Here, how does Benny do?
Okay.
Any student can walk down to a hatchery. There you have a 3 panelists sitting across. You need to take an appointment from them. And if you have an idea, I'll tell you about Zaid Naeem. Zaid Naeem approached the panelist and said, I want to present something. And his presentation was accepted. He was been given 10 lakh seed funding. So initial funding was been given it to him. And the safe key has been manufactured by him, and rest then everybody copied it actually. So not only we encourage, but we also given him seed funding. So manufacture this safe key. So he is from BBA student. So whenever you have any kind of idea, and there were instances like 80% of the ideas were written off. Like, they approached the panelist and said, we want to do this. The panelist said, this is already existing. So you better come with another idea. So this is what the panelists actually do in our hatchery group actually. So if the idea has been accepted, he will be given a seed funding for that.
Wow. Guys, as you have seen, Mr. Srihari is a friend of Page. For years together, he was always with us, helping us with webinars like this. And in the admission process, he's there to answer all our queries. Any question you have, any doubt you have, if sir wants to share his number, that's okay. Otherwise, please let me know. I'll pass on all your questions to him. Of course, there he is with the full number. Please note the number. Last time during pandemic, guys, at the close of the webinar, I could see his children, right? Very lovely family.
Let me tell you, sir, this session was very good. Students have asked very good questions, and I would appreciate Ananya.
No, this batch is brilliant. Actually, they're the pandemic batch, but then showing exceptional brilliance. I mean, they're happy to come back to school, to the workplace, college. So need to thank you very much, sir. On a Monday afternoon, you have stopped your work and spent your valuable time with us.
Sir, pleasure always interacting with the Page Academy students. It's a pleasure.
Guys, no sooner a requester is always there saying only yes to us. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. So thank you very much for your presence once again. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, everyone. See you all. Bye.